Hello, hello, hello. I'm being streamed. Hello. I'm being heard. Awesome, awesome, awesome. If you are watching this live or on the replay, let me know. I am doing mini birth readings, and so hi. My name is Sarah. I am a mom, I'm an astrologer, I'm a Tupperware lady, I'm a lot of things. But today I'm your astrologer and oracle card reader. So if you're watching this live or on the replay, I shared this onto my personal news feed as well. Please comment within the video if it's been shared in other ways, because I want to make sure that I see your comments if you're watching this in real time. To give you a little bit about my background, I was a 7th grade remedial reading teacher for 14 years. And during that time, I noticed there was a lot of different energy levels. And if any of you are teachers or parents or nurses, you all may understand and know this as well, especially around certain lunar events like the full moon. We always seem to know that the world was a little bit more chaotic then. So I always paid attention to that, and I tried to work with that energy in my classroom. I wasn't always successful, but you know, I'm human. Then I left teaching to pursue a career in Tupperware and became very successful with that, and continued to look at the energies within my team members, meaning trying to match them so I could talk with them the best way that I could to meet them at their level, because that's what our goal is in life, right? Is to meet people at their level. And in last year, our oldest child, Bonnie, has always loved astrology, and I've always loved looking at the stars and constellations and stuff like that, and I always looked in the Star Tribune for the Libra horoscope to see what they said would be there, and I've learned it's a lot more than that. And so with Bonnie, our oldest, anytime you can communicate with your kid and get to their level and understand them a little bit, it's always helpful, right? I have a 20-year-old and 17-year-old. So they were always interested in these birth charts, and I thought they were kind of interesting. And I was going to show you what my birth chart looked like so that you could see what I do during a reading. To do a birth chart, one needs 3 components. Your date of birth, your location of your birth, and your time. And the time and location are critical, because without those items, you don't have the ability to read the chart with the houses. And I want to show you what that means. So this is my chart right here. And let me show you here if I can get this to be a little bit bigger. Oh, that's a little bit too big. So I am a Libra sun. There's my sun right there. An Aquarius moon. That's me right there. And I have a Taurus rising. And knowing my time of birth and location gives me the ability to be able to know this rising sign and know the different houses. It's when I learned this language, I could communicate with Bonnie in a different way, but what I ended up finding out is I could also help other people, and this is what I do when I do my full readings for people. Today, anybody who wants to do a mini reading will be focusing on your sun, moon, and rising, and where the new moon, which was at 5 degrees of Leo, falls in your chart. So for me, 5 degrees of Leo is right here. So the themes that are going to come up during this Leo season, for our sun season, and the Leo new moon are going to deal with family and fun, because the 5th house is about fun, creativity. Children are involved in this one as well. And then the 4th house is about like the family you make and stuff like that. I do happen to have the planet Saturn not too far from it. So there might be some themes about making sure that things are working correctly and in alignment, as well as there might be some creativity, like rebelness, because it's kind of connected to Uranus, which is the planet of I'm going to mess things up and kind of see what happens, and it's going to be fun because I like to rebel. Works well with my Aquarius moon, which is a moon is your feeling, your sun is your personality, and your rising is what you're looking forward to in this life. So in my sun, I like to try to harmonize with people. I had to learn how to do boundaries because as a child I was walked over a lot, and sometimes that happens. As an adult, I'm getting better at that. So all of those things go together in a birth chart, and then we look at the stuff that's happening in the skies as well. So let me know if any of this resonates with you. I see a few people are watching, so please let me know if you're there. I can't see any comments at this time, but I'll go back and take a look. Now, the other thing that I'm going to be doing today, and this is something I do before every reading that I do for birth chart readings, is I pull some oracle cards. Oracle cards are just cards that try to help guide you to whatever answer you're looking for your highest good. The oracle cards deck that I'm going to be using tonight or today is called Shaman's Dream. It's from Colette Baron Reed. I absolutely love her decks. The artwork in it is just phenomenal, and it's always interesting to me that whatever is needed for that reading seems to show up in the cards too. So I'm going to invite Jen in because she commented under my post about who would like to have a free oracle card reading and birth chart reading, and we're going to be choosing the oracle card reading. So Jen, if you're able to come off mute and come on camera. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Awesome. This is my first time doing this. Thank you so much for doing this with me.
I can hear you. There we go.
Cool. Awesome. So thank you so much for doing this with me. I'm going to ask you to think, we're going to do an oracle card reading because we're going to do a birth chart the next time I offer that, if you're free with it, because we want to get your exact time and date so we can do the houses like I talked about at the beginning, because I always find that to be more useful, because then we can look at the areas of life that you actually want to talk about too. So what I want you to think about with this oracle card reading is I want you to think about a question that's kind of open-ended. It can be specific, but try not to have it be yes or no. And I usually try to have it be for your highest good. So whatever it is for your highest good. If you want a general one, I can do a general one as well. But if you have a certain question, let me know. And while you're thinking about it, I'll shuffle. And then when you're ready, just tell me what the question is.
Will we stay financially stable through this recession?
Okay, so we are going to be looking at, will your finances be stable for your highest and best good? How about that?
Okay.
Okay. So tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Stop. All right. So the first card is the anchor card. And then there's a couple others that I pull. The last one is always if you need to course correct what you need to do. Have you been inspired to do certain things creatively in order to make extra money right now?
Yes.
I know you're on my Tupperware team, but still, I'm just asking.
No, yes. Yes, I've been crocheting. I've been stuff like that, doing crafts.
Does it bring you joy when you do things like that?
Very.
So the reason why I ask is the first card that I pulled for your current situation. Actually, this is the past. No, I wanted this for your current. Is Joyful Muse. And if you look, this cat just kind of looks happy and creativity. So that's why I asked if you were doing anything creative for your money situation at this time. So presently, this is what you're doing. It's where your mind is. And we're currently in Leo season, and we had a Leo new moon. So if you feed into that creativity, it actually speaks to your heart really well right now, because your heart space is what Leo in your physical body affects, your heart and your spine. So the more creative you are, if you're stressed out, pulling out that crochet, pulling out whatever, it's going to put you probably in that Zen-like state that just makes it feel like it's happiness. Does that sound accurate?
Yeah.
So, are you signing any contracts, or are you looking at redoing anything at this time?
No, not really. We're just
Okay.
trying to stay stable.
Okay, so are you putting any goals down for yourself? Like, I know I need to do this, or I have, like, you've planned out, okay, when I reach this milestone, we're going to do this, pay off this card, whatever. Is that the
Yeah,
kind of...
somewhat.
Okay, so the reason why I ask is the second card for how you can move forward with it is called the Sacred Contract. And what I feel, it says covenant, and when I think of the word covenant, I think of a really big promise. So I have found that when I put my thoughts for the future as if they already happened, whatever fear that was happening as a result goes away. So, like, if your goal is, I need $1,000 to replace a dishwasher or whatever, okay? I would say I have all that I need to take care of the dishwasher, and pick a date and then end it this or something better.
Okay.
But physically write it out, come up with 3 that are really important to you, and put it someplace you're going to see every day. If you think about these things today would be a very good day, because it will tap into your creativity to do that, because you're still working with a new moon that just happened, and you would be able to maybe have just a little bit more that way as well. So you're supported.
Okay.
Jupiter also went retrograde yesterday, so if you have like these big feelings, these big notions of creativity on the inside, that might be a part of it. You might have some Jupiter in your chart that's being activated. Jupiter is like the big Santa of the sky. If you remember back to our science classes, it was the largest planet of the Earth, and it will be retrograde through almost the end of November. And so anytime something goes retrograde, we always hear about Mercury retrograde and we're all worried about travel and electronics and all that. But every planet except for the sun and the moon goes retrograde. It just does. And all it does is, when that happens, is it asks us to look inside of ourselves. So this sacred contract to help you with your money is, I think, if you look inside yourself, come up with some goals that work towards those financial solutions that you're looking for, and you put it in front of you, the creativity is going to start coming through, and you're going to start seeing ways to make that happen.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Perfect. And then I think if you do those things, you'll likely come out of it okay, because it's the third card.
Okay.
It does mean when one door closes, another one opens up, so that's why this door is open. But I do find it very interesting that they really do, if you look at the 3 of them together, they really do work well together. Because it's like the cat here, even though it's a bow, it could almost be like that feather, the pen there, and then the door is all working together, and they all have about the same color structure. So I think if you make a plan and you stick to it and you make it reasonable, like saying you're going to win the lottery. My husband told me we needed to buy lottery tickets today because one of them's $1 billion. I'm like,
I have a couple friends that keep telling me to buy lottery tickets. I said, I'm not wasting my money on that. I have better places for my money to go.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like saying I'll be a billionaire by the end of the year, it could happen.
Yeah,
Is it realistic?
no,
Who knows? But regardless, I do think that if you do make a plan, if you do stick to it, and you use your creativity, as long as you don't feel like you're getting burnt out. That's the key thing is when you're
oh,
doing those things that bring you joy, just try not to make it so you get burnt out as well.
yep. That's why I just started back up crocheting again. I'm doing a blanket for my daughter's sister-in-law because she's pregnant due to have a baby.
Nice.
So I'm making her a blanket. But prior to that, I did like 2.5 months of no crocheting, did other
Uh-huh.
things
Yep.
because it's like when it's not enjoyable, don't do it because your creative
Exactly.
mind is not working.
Exactly. So that is the oracle cards I have for you today. Was that helpful? Did that
It
bring
was
you?
helpful. Yeah,
Awesome. Very
awesome.
cool. Well, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day and figure out that birth time because that way we
I
can take a
will.
look at your
I
chart.
will. That one will be fun because I'm a Leo, so.
Oh, well, and I was always amazed that because we all know about our sun signs because they're so popular, but really some Leos are really shiny and bright and like ta-da, and then some Leos are very shy and the complete opposite, and both are actually very accurate. It's just what else is there to help you with that. So I'm excited to look that up. I'm going to be doing these a couple times a month if people are interested. So,
Okay.
all right. Have a
Sounds
great
great.
rest of your
You
day.
too. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
So, if you are watching this live or on the replay and something like this kind of interests you, please comment. I am going to do a spread for the collective now, and it is going to be what is needed today for our highest and best good. And I'm going to do a three-part pull card for what is in the present, what is in our immediate future, and if we have to course correct, what is needed. So, oh, that's one card. Let's see what else pops out. All right, this feels right. And let's go with this. All right, so for our collective good, what is needed for today is repairing the veil, which is forgiveness. So this could be forgiveness of a person. This could be forgiving yourself. But either way, forgiving yourself is sometimes the hardest thing in the world. Forgiving doesn't mean forgetting. It just means letting go. And what I've had to do sometimes to forgive people, because sometimes they're no longer with us, is I just talk about it out into the space and return any energy that is not mine back to them with love and light. And if that's something that is needed for you today, that absolutely could feel good. Because when you do that, that's a very beautiful sentiment. It would be in the hand, which is the universe is your partner. So when you offer that forgiveness, whether it's something very concrete, know that your universe has your back. And like I said, it's not something where you have to necessarily call up somebody and say, hey, I forgive you, especially if it's somebody who is toxic in your life. But you can say, I forgive their ignorance, and I send back any energy that is not my own back to them with love and light, because you probably do want what's best for them, even if you don't really necessarily want them in your life. And what ends up happening is, oh, this is beautiful. You end up becoming your authentic self. So there's a lot of masks that we can wear. But if we're not our authentic self, who are we? So I invite you today to let me know if any of this resonates for you. Again, the three cards were forgiveness, in the hand, and authentic self. So when we forgive, whatever that looks like to you, we can be divinely supported so that we can live our authentic life. Thank you for joining me. Let me know if you are watching this live on replay and if you'd like to have this a couple times a month. I would love to come up and do this with you. Have an amazing day, everybody. Bye-bye.